SCCA Rally Solo Program Manager. I'm also the Match Tour Operations Manager. If you've been to a match tour the last couple of years, you have seen me there. So we are in the off season right now, talking about the match tour rules. We pretty much have a rule set down that we have just posted. Um, so I wanted to get on here and make a little video about the format for next year. We didn't want to completely change the format. We found that the last couple events last year, people were starting to get the hang of it, but we also have been on the forums and heard the feedback from everyone. So we wanted to make the format better. First and foremost, we wanted to make it simpler. Keep it simple, stupid is what we were keeping in mind when we came up with the rules this year. So to get started, the first thing that you all should know is now, as I record this, our budget for 2015 isn't fully set, but the price for a match tour in 2015 will be about $75 to $80. This is a drop of $15 to $20. This was one of the biggest concerns that we heard, was that the price for entry hurt some of our regional folks coming to the event. So we feel this little bit of a drop should help. Now moving on, we're basically splitting the event into 4 sessions. Session 1, 2, 3, and 4. Session 1 and 2, which will be Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon, are basically the same exact thing. It's Saturday morning, everyone's going to take 3 runs. Saturday afternoon, everyone's going to take 3 more runs. It's basically a champ tour in one day on one course. We'll add up your best time from each session, and that will determine the class rankings. And that's it. There's no qualifying for the shootout, nothing. The only thing that happens on Saturday is the tour portion of the match tour. We will still have awards Saturday night, so you can still win something on Saturday night. So with that, you're probably thinking that 6 runs on a national tour course is pushing a little bit, and we understand that there's going to be some headaches possibly with that. When I test course, I'm going to keep in my mind more of when can we send the second car, how many cones are going to be hit, how many corner stations. Keep that in my mind, higher up on my mind, so that we can keep the flow going. We look at pro solos, we look at Wilmington and Toledo and the finale, where we have 270, 280 folks, and we get both sessions in on Saturday. So we feel we can do that. We are capping the event at 200 entries, so that will help a little bit. In the theory and in our mind, we can get everyone 6 runs in one day, and that should still leave us a little bit of room for error in case we have a car breakage, if we have some sort of fault or something like that. So we understand there's some issues, but we are confident that we can get this all done. So moving on to the 3rd session, Sunday morning, that everyone will get 3 more runs. So we're already up to 9 runs for less money. So we're giving you more runs for less money. So everyone will get 3 runs. Each heat, we will take the top 8 on index, and those top 8 will qualify for the super shootout. We will take 9 through 16 on index per heat, and they qualify for the for the club shootout. Anyone else is eligible to put their name in a hat, and we will draw 4 to 16 people for the bonus shootout. This is basically just like Pro Solo for the bonus. So we will do that for each heat, and then we will move on to the shootout. Now, we will run the shootouts basically like we did last year, where the whole goal is basically to have a better delta of your dial-in. So if your dial-in is, say, 60 seconds, and you run a 59.8, and your opponent has a dial-in of 58 and they run a 58.2, you will win because you were faster than your dial-in than the opponent. Now, if both of you are slower than your dial-in, it's the person who was closest to reaching that dial-in that will win. This is no change from last year. One of the changes, though, is everyone will be setting their dial-in on Sunday morning. It's no longer class winner. It's whatever your fastest raw time was Sunday morning. That's what your dial-in is, unless you break out in the shootout, and then that new time will be your new dial-in. So that's basically what the Match Tour format is this year. There's some changes, and we all agree that it is a lot simpler. We also want everyone to keep in mind that the things that Tracy and I are doing this year, or have done, and are doing even more of for 2015, is we want the events to be fun. As those of you that have been there have noticed that the events are more laid back. There's just a different feel than a Champ Tour or Pro Solo, and we want to keep that, and we want to make that better. So we want your experience to be the best, some of the best you can get, and that's what we want. So we want this format to be fun and and simple, and I think we're on the right path to that. So if you have any questions, please send me an email at bharmer@scca.com, or you can give me a call at 1-800-770-2055, extension 345. We look forward to seeing you in 2015.